Hi guys, we just simplified our diagram and I just separated the artwork because we can figure out which VLAN we are talking about. So VLAN 10 can communicate VLAN 10, VLAN 20 can communicate VLAN 20, and we are in 2 floors. So our next target is how we can communicate within different VLANs or subnets. First of all, we will try to communicate between VLAN 10 and 20 here or VLAN 10 and 20 there. So let's see if they are communicating or not. First of all, we will do the simple check. We are in the PC1 and we will try to communicate with PC7 in the second floor. Okay, so they are working fine, but as I told you, it cannot communicate to VLAN 20. So if I ping 192.168.10.4 PC10, cannot. The same as if I use PC9 and I ping to PC3, it will work. But if you try PC9 to PC2, it will not work. So here we can put one more note because in between we are using the trunk. So far we have tested they are communicating in the same VLANs but not communicating to other VLANs. So what we need to do, we will do little bit change here. As we defined the IP address for this PC, but we did not give the gateway, so we adding the gateway for all PCs. With their respected subnets. Gateway is the last IP address of this subnet that we will use to go out somewhere if it could not find something. Okay, so far we have defined the gateways to all PCs according to their subnets. Now the second thing, we are introducing here IP routing. So we are enabling the IP routing on the switch. They are capable for routing also. Okay guys, I think this switch does not have the option for IP routing, but for this lab our object is to talk between different VLANs. So after IP routing enabled, we had the step to create the virtual interface, switch virtual interface, SVI. So now we create the SVI. If it is work, so then we don't need to enable the IP route. It will use the virtual interface for communicating each other. So our target will be achieved, then okay, otherwise we will replace the switch with the capability of routing. So what we will do, we start with the virtual interfaces and let's see if they talk each other, otherwise we will change the switch. So we are on switch 1 and we have to create the virtual interface for the VLANs. So here we created VLAN 10 and IP address inside, and okay, it didn't take the IP address. Okay, here you can see the default gateway is in virtual VLANs. The same thing we will do other side, like switch 2. Okay, so we have created the virtual interfaces, but they are not able to communicate with each other because this uh, this switch does not have the IP routing capability. So we have to replace the switches on both sides, so then we can get this lab done. Okay guys, so I just replaced the switch with 3560 on both sides, which has a layer 3 capability also for routing, and I did configure the same way, like connected the PCs into same interfaces on the both sides and same VLANs, and everything is same. The only thing is left here, the trunk in between switches. So let's create the trunk. First of all, I show you the configuration what I have done already and you have learned before. So to save the time for the video, I just did it offline and I just connected again. So this is the configuration so far, the old configuration we entered, and we created the interfaces last time on the old switch. So I did same here. The only thing left is the trunk on gigabit port both sides. Here the virtual interfaces are already there and the trunk is left. So there's a little bit change in the trunk configuration, so that's why I did not did without video. I want to do it in front of you so you will see the difference. Okay. Before we just give the command switch port mode trunk. Here is not taking, so we have to enable the encapsulation, like switch port trunk .1q and then switch port mode trunk. It's done. And no shut. You can see there is another command add up, and we go to the switch 2. Switch port trunk encapsulation .1q enable and switch port mode trunk. Done. Here both trunk are enabled, so we will test again the PCs as we did before for the communication, like they are doing the same work. Then after we will communicate the VLANs. Yeah, they're fine. So we already did the virtual interface SVI on the switch, so and we ping the other VLAN. Let's see the result. Now it's working. See, now we are able to communicate in different VLANs, like VLAN 10 can communicate into VLAN 20. Same as if we go here, respectively, if I do ping 192.168.10.9, the first test is same VLAN. Okay, there should be some error, have to find out. So the second thing, we have to enable the IP routing on both switch. That's why we replace this switch. Okay, so the one part we was forgetting about enabling the IP routing. So after do that, we are able to communicate now. So our target is to communicate with both VLANs, like VLAN 20 can talk 10 and VLAN 10 can talk to VLAN 20. So let's try. So if we ping first to second floor 192 in the same VLAN, we want to check first the same VLAN, then we will do the other. So this is working. And if we go to the VLAN 20, which is 10.3, the PC9, it's done. See? And if we do the PC10 also, now they are communicating. We are talking from VLAN 10 to VLAN 20. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.